Does your menu look like Would you like your menu to look like this? First things first. Start by creating a UI image to house the start menu. Set the image resolution to fill the canvas. Drag your sexy game art into the source image slot for the image component. Then create a TextMesh Pro UGUI object. Type in the message you want your users to see and blow that bad baby up. Disable wrapping and center your alignment. That's better. Select a font that's not dog water and give her some glow. We'll adjust the alpha value of the text via script. Create a new script and name it, well, whatever makes sense to you. Open up the script and delete all this bull. Add in your script summary so your boss doesn't yell at you later. That is, if you have a boss. Our first variable will be alpha change rate. This will control the speed at which the text fades. Give it a default value of like 0.005. Add in your TM Pro using statement to give you access to TextMesh Pro's library. Then make a serialized TextMesh Pro UGUI reference field. Add in the awake method. Null-check your text box reference and program the script to disable itself, if this just so happens to happen. Add in the update method we deleted earlier. Here we'll set up the condition to fade in and out. We'll need a boolean to control this condition. For fading in, we will increment the text box alpha value by the alpha change rate we defined earlier. Next, we'll set an upper threshold value to switch the fade direction. Program the same steps, but for the reverse condition. And once that's done, it's time to test. Don't forget to add in your text box reference, or the script will disable itself. Of course, the value we set in the inspector earlier was imperceptibly low. Let's just change the default value so that if anyone else uses the script, it will work pretty good out of the box. Ah, that's better. Next, we're going to add a script to fade out the start menu image when the user presses any button. Name your script, whatever makes sense to you. Copy everything from the TextBall script and paste it into the script we just created. We'll redo our summary so Dad doesn't yell at us. Rename the variable fadeUp to doFadeAway since we are no longer toggling the fade direction. We can make a method that functions like a property and call it enableFadeAway. In this method, we'll set the value of doFadeAway to true, which will trigger the fadeaway process in the update method. We can delete the else clause, change this plus operator to minus operator, and change the m_text reference type to an image type. We can delete the using TM Pro statement since we are no longer using it. Rename the variable m_text to m_image. We can't access the alpha property of an image like we can with the TextMesh Pro object, so we'll have to access the color property instead. You can't modify the alpha value of the color field in the image component, so we'll have to make our own color field and replace the color reference. We'll set the value of our color to match the color of the image component in the awake method. Decrement the alpha value of our color using our alpha change rate variable. Then replace the image color field with our own color field. Now we can program an exit condition to disable this game object when the alpha value fade is less than or equal to 0. In case you wish to re-enable this object during runtime, we will need to reset the alpha value of our color and reset the doFadeAway boolean to false. We're going to add a reference for the text box to disable the text box as soon as our image begins to fade. Non-check the text box and disable it as soon as we start fading. Gather the input condition, get any key down, which will only happen once if the user happens to press a key. If the user presses anything, the fade process will start. Setting the game object to false every update frame will cause performance issues, so don't forget to move that statement. Let's add an audio source to our script. We can get this component in the awake method. Add a new method under the update method called playAudio. Return out of the method if the value is ever null. Let's not override the music box if it's already playing. And lastly, play the music. Add an audio source to your Start menu game object. Put it in a mixer group if you're using mixer groups. I'm using the Anime Magical Girl sound effects asset from the Unity Asset Store. I think this asset has some of the best sounds out of all the sound effects packages that I own. If you're thinking about buying this product, check their website first. They'll oftentimes discount the product here, but not on the Unity Asset Store. No luck today. We'll select a sound to play as soon as the user presses a button and slot it into our audio source. Make sure to disable the play on awake boolean. Copy this component and paste it onto your text box object. This sound will play as soon as your game loads up, giving the players an audible cue when the game is ready to play. This step is completely unnecessary, but we're going to add glowing particles coming off of the crystal ball. Add a new empty game object as a child of the Start menu object. Add a particle system to this object. Adjust the position so that it sits just above where you need the particles to spawn from. Change the shape of the particle system to a suitable shape for your use case. Add a glowy material to the particles. Give the particle a color over lifetime gradient. Make sure to fade the alpha value to 0 so the particles disappear smoothly. Add some variation in life to the start size. Add some variation in life to the start speed. Give some life to the lifetime. If you followed along all this way and you can't get the darn thing to work, just go to my GitHub page and download the script from there. I'm releasing a new game called The Last Angel. This game doesn't officially exist anywhere yet, so you'll have to subscribe to find out when the game drops, which is very soon.